absolute blast at the National Heirloom Expo. And I've been thinking, some of you probably don't know what heirloom seeds are. And some of you have heard the word, but you really don't know what it means, or you're not able to explain it. So, for those of you who need a review, and for those of you who don't know, heirloom seeds are seeds that when you plant them, they will share most of the same characteristics that the parent plant had. So in other words, you can take that seed, you can plant it, grow a plant, harvest it, enjoy it, let it go to seed, and plant it again, and it will share the same characteristics that the generations before it had. However, with hybrids and GMOs, that is not the case. You can't take the seed and plant it and then grow a plant, get the seed from it, and plant it again and again and again. These hybrids and these GMOs, they don't reproduce after their own kind. These plants, these hybrids and GMOs, you use them, you let them go to seed, and you may not be able to reproduce the same plant that the parent plant had. So, in other words, these large corporations who are doing this, they want you to come to them, so that way you have to go to them. That you can't produce food on your own. We can't save seed. They don't want us to do that. And you have to go to them for everything. And that's not how it should be. Plants should be able to go to seed when it's time to go to seed and reproduce after themselves. That's the way it should be. And that's the way it's been for generations. Actually, in the past, when a lady got married, the parent or grandparent would give them heirloom seeds to start their family garden. And that would continue on for generations to generations. And we need to continue to preserve heirloom seeds, so that way we preserve these seeds and all these variety of plants that are not just your basic plants that you see, the commercial plants and produce that you see in the normal grocery store. No, there's so many different varieties of plants and produce and vegetables out there that are just absolutely very beautiful. And we were able to see a lot of that at this expo, weren't we?
Yep.
So if you want to play a part in purchasing and getting heirloom seeds, make sure you do so from some good companies like Baker Creek. And you can go to their website, rareseeds.com, or you can also go, like we did, we just had a chance here recently to go to their seed store, their physical store in Petaluma, California. Yes, the Baker Creek Petaluma Seed Bank has so many different varieties. I believe they had 1,500 different varieties of different vegetables and flowers that you can grow. And it's important that we do that, so that way we preserve these vegetables and all these different plants and flowers for future generations.
Yeah, for kids like me.
And while we were there, Ellen, the store manager, gave us a tour of the store. And we're going to share that tour with you all. Here's Ellen.
Welcome to the Petaluma Seed Bank. We are the West Coast retail store for Baker Creek heirloom seeds. We're glad you stopped by. Let me show you around a little bit. So my name is Ellen and I'm the manager here, and I've been with the company since 2011. So I've gone through a lot of different components of the company and ended up back here where I'm really happy to be. Actually, I'm from Petaluma. So we've moved. We're not in the big bank building anymore, so the store is a little bit different in some ways, and in other ways we're exactly the same. So first and foremost, we are a purveyor of heirloom open pollinated non-GMO seeds. So here in the store we have about 1,749 varieties. And besides the seeds, we also focus on the local vendors, so we have a lot of products that are locally made, and also on items for living a sustainable life. We're going to talk about those as we go through the store. And then also just a handful of things to support gardening. One of the things we don't want to do is compete with our neighbors. We have a fabulous bookstore just across the street, so we don't want to compete with them. So we keep the things we think are really important, and then if we don't have it, we'll help you find out where you can get it. So we have some nice hand tools. This is a good quality product. The DeWitt, we really like it because it has a nice price point, but it's a really good quality. A lot of home gardeners want something, they don't want to spend a huge amount of money, but they also don't want something to break. And we find that DeWitt fits that bill really nicely. They also make a wonderful line of children's tools. we think it's really important that if you're going to get your children gardening, that they have a really good quality tool to start with. This is another local product. These are a really nice chart that we have that talks about plant deficiencies and bugs and diseases. It's got a nice chart on one side so you can visually see what you're looking for, and then a description on the back. We carry local garlic, so this is from Bernier Farms up in Alexander Valley, and we have 12 varieties of garlic. A lot of our customers are very surprised to find that there's actually about 300 varieties of garlic, probably even more than that, so the 12 just blows them away. But we get a nice selection from the really spicy, like the Asian Tempest, down to the more mild but really delicious, like the Laura's Italian, which is my personal favorite. I love that one the best. We also have, again, with one of our local providers, this is a local photographer that does these magnets for us. We carry bees wrap, which is a terrific way of replacing plastic wrap out of your home. They're incredibly versatile. They can be used for pretty much anything. One of the nice things that we really like about these is when you're all done, and if you wash it 3 or 4 times a week, it'll last you about a year. When you're all done with it, you can cut it up and put it in your compost pile, which is really amazing. Sonoma Spice Company, this is a nice collection of local spices that we carry. One of the things we really like about these is that there's no added salt or sugar. So if you're cooking and maybe you want a different kind of salt or you don't want salt at all, the flavors are really good. They're so good you don't really need salt or sugar in them, obviously. We carry bamboo utensils as part of our sustainability line. Wool sponges, this is both sustainable, this is for the kitchen, and also local. These is at our Valley Ford. We have kombu, nori, wakame, and sea palm. This is harvested right off the coast of Sonoma County. That's a Strong Arm Farm. Stashers, which is an amazing product. We love this. And apparently there's something on Facebook right now because we're getting a lot of people coming in looking for it. But this is to replace a Ziploc bag, and it's silicone, so it's sand, water, and heat. They're incredibly versatile. You can use them in the microwave. You can use sous vide cooking with them. You can freeze them. You can put them in the microwave, in the dishwasher to clean them. They're fabulous, and it's not just for food. I mean, you can use them for. I have one in my car that keeps my coins for parking meters or for getting bottled water. You can use them for your craft supplies or marbles or whatever. Anything you would use a Ziploc bag for, you can use these.
Are these items all here, are they mostly items that you only sell locally, or would you ship those out as well?
We ship. We'll ship anything from here in the California store, but you can't get it from the website. So the website carries the seeds, and then like the Gettles books, we have that also.
Okay.
But as far as these products, these are all sourced locally, so they're not available on the website. We get orders through our Facebook page, and we ship out from here all the time. We're at the post office several times a week, so we ship all the time.
Okay.
Chico bags are an amazing way to not use the plastic bags when you go shopping or when you're at the farmer's market. So they're washable. You can just throw them in the washer when you're done with them, and you can clean off again, and also carry the reusable bags so you're not getting a paper or plastic bag at the store. Then of course there's the seeds. We love our seeds. There are 1,749 spaces. I know because I had to count them all. And we have pretty much everything that's in the catalog. There's a few things we don't carry here just because there's limited quantities. Maybe we only got 2 pounds as a company, so they won't send them to us here. And also, we have these absolutely beautiful murals that were painted by John Michener, who also does the murals for the National Heirloom Exposition. These have a nice theme to them. This first panel shows spring in the morning. And then as you move down through the panels, you have summer in the afternoon, you have autumn in the evening, and then you have winter at nighttime. So he did a terrific job with those. The shelves hold more seeds than we had at the other store. These are 6 racks, or 6 rows instead of 5. So that's why we have more seeds in the smaller store than we did in the bigger store. Over here, along with our local products, we have 3 different beekeepers that we carry their honey. We have Lavender Bee Farm, which it's not infused with lavender, but it tastes like it might because there's a very strong lavender flavor, but it's really nice. People love it. We carry Kiss the Flower honey, so he has his own hives, but he's also a honey broker for other small organic beekeepers. So we sometimes have the coffee blossom from Mexico. Right now we have the lahua from Hawaii, which is really amazing, and cactus blossom from Arizona, which is my new favorite. We carry 2 different types of seed bombs. So you have this one is from Santa Rosa, the one on the other side of the table is from Stockton. This one is primarily mixes, like for pollinators or butterfly garden, that kind of thing. Things for a really shady area. And then the Wild Jewels is specifically, each variety is one type of California native, which is a really nice thing to have. We also carry some wonderful local soaps. These are made by Swan Haven. They're all completely natural. There's no animal byproducts at all, and the smells are wonderful. It lasts through the whole bar of soap. Sometimes you get a handmade soap, the smell is just on the surface. This goes all the way through, and then nice smooth lather too on them. We have a local potterer who makes these for us. These are trellis toppers. So you use the bamboo poles in your garden for trellising beans or peas, and you put the holes, put the sticks in through the hole so it holds it so they don't fall down. So she makes these for us specifically. It's a 3, a 4, and a 6. So that's a really nice way of keeping your climbing vegetables up without falling into the garden. And also for me, no matter how securely I put the bamboo in the bed, they fall over. We have gopher baskets, which are locally made. This is really crucial in Sonoma County. This year and last year, it's just been a really bad year for gophers. If you're a gardener, it's a good year for gophers, I guess, because they're just everywhere. So these are a really good product. People really love them. They really do work, which is nice. We carry just a handful of books, the ones that we really feel are really important for gardeners to have. This is our favorite book on composting. We have a book about potatoes. We carry seed potatoes in the spring. We also have a book on garlic, and then on the other side we also have some our favorite basic gardening books. So people come in and say, I've never gardened, what do I do? That's the book we send them to. Part of our sustainability is trying to help people ditch the plastic. So we have the beeswax for that, and we have the sachet bag. We're also carrying paper straws. So there's some sort of disagreement about the number of straws that are used annually. Some people say it's 500 million, some people say 800 million of plastic straws that are used every day. So that's a huge amount. So even if you just have a handful of people who start using paper straws or start refusing a plastic straw when they're in a grocery store, or sorry, in a restaurant or something, they'll make a really big difference. So we carry the plastic straws, we also, carry the paper straws, we also carry glass straws as well, which is a nice thing to have. We try to really get people to engage with us about their gardens and what they're growing and help them learn things when they come in the store here. We love to answer questions. I also love to challenge people. This is one of our favorite things to do with our customers. These tubes have different types of seeds in them, and then we ask them to match the card to the seed. We just had a contest we ran for about 2 weeks, and everybody matched them up as best they could, and then they wrote down their answers, and we had a gift certificate. Nobody got them all right. Well, except for John, the general manager of Baker Creek, and Deb, the warehouse manager. Obviously, they got them right. But it was more challenging than I really thought it was. I thought I had made it on the easy side, but apparently I was really mean and made it really hard. But this is a fun thing. Everyone loves to do it, kids as well as adults, and it's a fun challenge. And then it's really interesting to see what you thought the seed looked like and then what it really is. It's a fun challenge for people. We love cow pots. These are a terrific way of starting your seeds and avoiding transplant shock. So these are made out of cow manure out of Freund Dairy in Northwest Connecticut, which I was fortunate enough to be able to have a tour at their facility. So these really do decompose very quickly after you plant them in the ground, and they're sturdy enough to even do seed starting inside with peppers, which are usually inside for 10 weeks, sometimes longer. They hold up their shape really well, but once you plant them, they decompose and adds all those minerals and nutrients and compost to your soil. It's really good for them. We carry the Orta seed starting as well as, these are for smaller quantities as well as the larger 72 cell trays. I like to give people an option. Most people want a smaller amount of seed starting in the wintertime because they're not doing large numbers of things. You don't want all of your broccoli ready at the same time unless you're doing some processing of some kind. So these are really nice. People love those as well. We carry just the basic stuff for seed starting. With our favorite seed starting mix, the cocoa fiber, the 72 cell trays, the Clyde's Garden Planner. This is one of the things that you will find on the Baker Creek website. This is all the same. The company has all of them. We like to put together things for what people need to know at the time that they're here in the store, and although it generally applies to what's going on in Sonoma County, we try to make sure that if you're not from Sonoma County that we give you the information for the area that you're at. So this is all about cover crops, why it's important, and what kind of things you can plant as cover crops. This is basically for Sonoma County, but most places are doing cover crops now anyway, so most of these would apply. We carry 2 different lines of really spectacular beans that are really delicious. The Rancho Gordo and the Chili Smith. Rancho Gordo is out of Napa, Chili Smith out of Sacramento. This pineapple vinegar is crazy good. It sounds like it'd be weird, but it's actually delicious. I will say that pretty much all the products we have here, the staff has all tried them. We've all eaten them, we've cooked with them, we use the products. So not only do we think it's a good product to sell, it's something that we use ourselves and we actually really love. So we sometimes go a little crazy describing how much we love something. So if you're going to come down and visit, come in and get yourself a seed bank mug. So these are the new ones with our new address. We also have the magnets that had seed bank on them. Right now that's the only swag we have. We are looking at some designs for some bags. We'd love to do shirts again. The problem with shirts is you need so many different sizes. So we might be doing something with like Cafe Press where you can order the design yourself. So we're looking into that. That'll be a possibility. But you should definitely come down. We're happy to help you find the seeds that are going to work best in your garden. As I said, we have 1,749 options. We love the challenge of helping you figure out what's going to work in your garden. We've got a lot of books for resources. The staff has a lot of experience in various different areas. So if we don't know the answer, we'll do everything we can to find the answer for you because we want you to be successful and happy in your gardening. We understand that gardening and seeds is an addiction, and we're your pushers, and we're okay with that. But we want you to come on down and visit us here at the Seed Bank in historic downtown Petaluma because the Seed Bank is the best place for the best seeds. So come on down.
It was really nice for Ellen to show us around, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
We also had the opportunity to run into some really neat people while we've been here. And Rachel, who we ran into, Rachel Parent, is actually an activist in Canada who's involved in teaching kids especially about GMOs and heirloom seeds. And you remember taking a picture with her?
Yep.
What did you like when we were taking a picture of her? It was something that was really neat, wasn't it?
It was a cute little dog.
Yep. There was a lady that was talking to Rachel as we came up to Rachel, and she had this cute little puppy dog. I don't know what it was, but it's just like the cutest dog that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And so when we took the picture with Rachel, I actually wanted to take a picture with the dog too, so I put the dog right in my hand, and that was fun, wasn't it?
Yep.
Well, that's it for this episode. Make sure you stay tuned. We have a few more vlogs that we're going to share with you about our time at the National Heirloom Expo. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you
Next time.
grow on and get farm
Fit.
So one of the questions we get a lot from people when they come in here is, what is an heirloom seed? So an heirloom seed is something that is open pollinated first and foremost. So you have to be able to save the seeds and then grow the same thing the next year exactly the same. There are also varieties that have been around at least 50 years and they've been saved because there's something really special about them. The watermelon that will keep the longest in the wintertime, the green beans that can the best, the tomato that has the sweetest flavor or the most acidity. Reasons that people said this is something I want to keep and pass down. And that's also part of where the name heirloom came from. So people pass down something from generation to generation. It's an heirloom. You can get your grandmother's dishes or jewelry or a quilt. So these were seeds that were passed down from generation to generation. Often when a young lady got married, she would get a packet of seeds from the oldest female in her family who would give her what she could start her kitchen garden with to start her own family. It was her heirloom seeds from the grandparents of her family. A lot of times they were varieties that you couldn't get anywhere else. Something had been passed down from generation to generation. So that's what an heirloom seed is. And one of the questions we get is, we have all of these seeds, where are we getting them all from? We don't grow all of the seeds ourselves. We do have a significant amount of land in Missouri where we do a lot of the grow outs for ourselves. So we're growing seeds that we're testing. Do we want to add them into our catalog? We're growing out seeds to make sure that they really are staying true to type. And then we're growing out seeds that we are doing for production so that we can package them up and you can put them in your garden. We also have about 200 growers across the country who grow for us. That's from big people like Brad Gates in Napa, who does those really crazy wild tomatoes like the Atomic Grape and the Black Beauty or the Dark Galaxy, but also really small growers, people who, this is just the Amish coxcomb that I've been growing for years in my garden, and I grow enough of them that I can sell them for production to a seed company like us. We We also have some growers in other parts of the world that grow for us as well. So we have a wide range of sources for the seeds that we have. Some of our staff grows out seeds for us as well. So you get a little bit of everything from everybody, all combined to give you the best seeds for your garden.
And for anybody who wants to purchase seeds, where do they need to go?
So you do two things. Rareseeds.com, you can get everything off of the website, obviously. But you can also call us here at the Petaluma store. We are the only one that will do a phone order. You can't do a phone order with Missouri. We're happy to take that. We're not nearly as busy as they are out there. And then also you can order, we've had orders through our Facebook page as well. But our website for the company is www.rareseeds.com.
Thanks for watching.
Feel free to leave a comment below, even if it's just to say, hey. Also, make sure you don't miss any of our new videos. So, subscribe and sign up to receive notifications each time we release a new video. Also, you may want to check out these videos right here. And also check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. See you next time.